All right, folks, quick one. This is the illegal Minister of Information. He's a very prolific liar. And the sad thing is, this is the only month of Ramadan, and I can guarantee you, this guy is actually fasting. He's probably fasting, but they have the courage, to be sort of looking at God in his face and lying to him. This is talking about Boleos. But for one, the reason why I'm doing this, because at this point, we all know Boleos is in Sierra Leone and he's entrenched within the government of Sierra Leone. He's running the government of Sierra Leone. These are just puppets. The reason why I'm doing this is because these ladies at this TV platform here had the gumption and the courage to ask about the president's daughter that I've been talking about the whole time, Agnes Bio, who is dating Boleos Lidekers. So let's listen to this minister, and then I'll come back and make my point.
Minister, popular opinion out there now that this Omar Sharif gets full protection of the government. Salon government knows how it day. He even get armed security personnel the way it work out. And all this full protection way then believe say Omar Sharif they get now because of in relationship with the president and daughter.
As you know by now, I try not to react to popular opinion. I react to news and the actual facts. Because when I talk for the government of Salon. People can say plenty things online, and social media gets in your own pattern them and all. But also, we live in a state where if you get evidence of the NTR, you get two options. Provide that evidence online, provide the evidence to the police. When you present that evidence, it becomes incontrovertible fact. It will be my responsibility as a spokesperson for the government of Salon for come and explain, give the government in position, and I will talk to the various principles which I typically do and get everybody in view and come back. At this stage, what I say is that important. The Omar Sharif, we IG then say they identify it through open source. They're not going to record say a criminal in Salon. So that means he's supposed to go about in business. This is not a free country. If you come, you get paperwork, this, that, you're supposed to go about. Two, not to this person not to a subject of any for say, oh, you don't, because if we have to consider say if you don't commit crime in Salon, again, people then they Jibril Bangwa, some notorious Sierra Leonean in America. Me all they call me wife, they attack picking there, they talk say me, they call me picking in school, then they go say they go attack and go kill we. He's done that multiple times. The US government they grab no more go arrest and so no more. We don't submit all that dossier there. You know what I mean? There are processes you must follow. All I want the family to understand is, I know many talk for one person or another, now for the family to understand which are the process we will follow. And my commitment na that, I don't get that commitment from the highest level of government. His Excellency the President is committed. We will follow the law. We will protect this country from becoming a hub for transnational crime of any nature. We will ensure the AG, when again, the AG is a top lawyer, one of the sharpest of his generation, very well respected. Don't work at the Hague, don't well known. He will follow the law, and at that process they will follow on this issue.
Guys, the question was, the guy is protected in Sierra Leone. Boleos is protected. That was the question, because the president's daughter is dating Boleos. That was the question. You guys saw how this is the only month of Ramadan, but you saw how he just mingled his way through, and just, these guys are playing with our intelligence. I know the Dutch government, you have interpreters interpreting this whole thing of what this guy is saying, so I don't need to interpret this. But I'm only doing this in English because, of course, I want what is happening in Sierra Leone for other people to understand across the world. That is why I'm doing this in English. This is the misinformation, minister of misinformation right here. Illegal minister of misinformation. That is what this guy is doing. They ask about why it's because, of course, I've put so much pressure into this, making sure that we bring Agnes Bio into the forefront. Can you see how this guy could not even sum up the courage to mention the name of Agnes Bio the whole time he was asked this question whilst he's answering? Guys, this is the state of affairs in Sierra Leone. This guy, as the Minister of Misinformation, could not, because everything else he said is just bullcrap. It's absolute nonsense. It just meandered his way through the question because it could not have anything substantive to say. These guys are nothing but crooks and criminals and thieves, and they've been playing with the minds of Sierra Leoneans for so long. These guys say they are focused and they are determined to ensure that Sierra Leone does not become the hub for, the smuggling of or transnational crimes and all of that nonsense. But these guys are actually protecting Bolios. I want you to go and listen to this interview in full. And you see exactly what I'm saying. And I kept telling the Dutch government, these guys are not going to hand over Bolios because he's financing their government. They are benefiting direct from Bolios because all government, funding that was coming from overseas are seized. These guys already rely on his Bolios and the drugs money because Sierra Leone is the hub and he's dating the president's daughter. So they're not willing, they're not ready to hand him over. You see how the guy could not sum up the courage to mention the name Agnes Bio? When she is the president's daughter and she's dating Bolios. As I'm doing this video right now, both of them are actually watching this video on the phone. Bolios is sitting with Agnes Bio. They're both watching this video right now. They're together. The police knows that. Everybody knows that. It says Bolios is a free man. He's free in Sierra Leone because he did not commit a crime in Sierra Leone. Can you imagine? I want the Dutch government and officials internationally to think about this. We're talking about Sierra Leone becoming the hub, the distribution across the world. The news is all over that in Sierra Leone is now the hub for the distribution of cocaine and other illicit arms. And of course, Kush is nothing at this point. Kush is just destroying the young people in Sierra Leone. But across the world, cocaine distribution, Sierra Leone is the main point of supply through Boleos. And these guys are protecting him because, of course, he's financing their agenda. It says, people should bring the evidences to them. But we saw how Sophie Van Leeuwen was harassed. We saw how Sophie Van Leeuwen was arrested. His camera was seized. Everything, the photos that he took, trying to find Bolios, everything was destroyed because these guys are protecting Bolios. Bolios is protected in Sierra Leone. Omar Sharif is dating the president's daughter. The world should know this and the people of the world should act. Do you guys care? In Europe, you care about your brothers and sisters that are becoming drug addicts every day? I care about my brothers and sisters that are lost, that are dying in Africa because of drugs infestation by these guys. And this guy is actually sitting here lying to us because he knows that Bolios is in Sierra Leone. We pray this holy month of Ramadan that God will strike them.
Minister, popular opinion